Welcome into the Fan Addict Sports Channel for sports fans by a sports fan. It's your boy, Coach. Where all my dogs at? So we back for another episode of the Fan Addict Football Live, presented by the Tailgate Kings and the Johnson Development Group. Right after the big win by them Dogs over them Tigers last Saturday. Let me go ahead and introduce my panel so we can get this thing jumping. You know, we got my boy Thad Shawty Parker over there. What's going on, Thad?
What's happening, man? Hope everybody doing well.
Down there in the corner, we got Cool Cal, got the shades on. He want to go cool all the way live tonight. Okay.
Man, I feel good after a victory, baby.
All right. JV up there in the corner. What's going on, JV?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm pumped up after this tremendous win we just had, ready to chop it up with my boys.
Okay. And then we got E-Rob down there in the corner. What's going on, E-Rob?
You know I'm crunk. You know I'm just barking at this.
And we got our boy back, Cory Allen, CA. What's up, CA?
Man, you know, I'm glad to be here. I feel like Cal, man. I got the rose-colored glasses on in my mind. Everything is rosy.
Yes, all right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into this review of this game, man. So we're going to talk about each position group and how they performed and or didn't perform on Saturday, even though we did get that win. Let's start with them DBs. I don't know if you had much of a read on them, but let's start with them DBs, E-Rod. What you think, man?
Oh, yeah, I had a real good read. I done watched the game like 3 or 4 times since Saturday. What I like, and this is what I was trying to say last week, Kirby Smart he's a savant with that defense, and especially the defensive back. Because I watched Eric Stokes a few years ago. When I watched him in the spring, I was like, well, I don't think he's going to be a player. Fast forward that same year, later on in that year, I was like, damn, he might be the best cornerback we got on the team. So the development of our secondary. And I watched the discipline of the guys back there and where their eyes are. That's why Clemson wasn't able to get a whole bunch of big plays, because our eyes were in the right place. That's coaching.
You're right. And shout out to E-Rob for saying we was gonna have a plan for Justin Ross. I think Justin Ross had 4 catches for like, I don't know, 20, 30 yards. I don't know if it was that much, to be honest.
4 for 26.
4
and
for
like
26.
I said, and there could be another receiver on that team that goes for 100, but I'm not worried about that.
True that.
But that dude that we know is the man, he's not just gonna go out there and run willy-nilly through this. I just couldn't see that happening.
Okay. So what do you think about Darian Kendrick in general, him and Keely Ringo, and how they perform?
So Darian Kendrick, he makes me a little nervous, because when I was just talking about that eye discipline, he peaks a little bit. When it was supposed to be man-to-man, he'll peek in that backfield.
That's how Angada got his last 40-yard catch. He was looking in the backfield.
He was looking in the backfield. You got to, everybody else looking where they're supposed to look except for him. So we got to watch that. Keely Ringo had a couple of pass interferences. He was in good position. He just needs to not panic. Look, you're right there. Don't panic. You're there. Look. You know what I'm saying? I think that he was like, okay, and I've been there. Boy, you look up, boy, that ball there, I know what it's like, boy. I know when you clinch up on him. So he just has to relax, play the ball. You are there. They can't outrun you. You are a supreme athlete. Just run.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Let me move to the safeties. And JV, you called this. Lewis Seen is a baller. And he kept everything together, made all the calls. And then, of course, I got to, shout out my boy number 29, Chris Smith. 29 made the play of the ball game. And if you look at that play, this is what I'm talking about. We were blitzing. It was man-to-man. He had the man, your boy Justin Ross, man-to-man. He's looking right in his chest until the moment of truth. That's when he looked at the quarterback. Boom, touchdown. That's because you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you get the results. If you keep doing that, we're going to get the results that we want to get on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, I think you hit that spot on, man. And also I know Clemson was missing a couple of players, but we was missing Tyke Smith too. So he'll come in. Latavius Brini, I thought played good.
Played well.
Amir Speed played good. A couple of batted down balls, a fake, a phantom interference call. I don't know how, he didn't even touch the dude. But it is what it is. Let's jump to the offensive side of the ball. We're gonna jump around a little bit. JV, I know you was happy to see that boy Brock Bowers doing his thing.
Man, I was extremely surprised at how good he looked, actually. So, you know, of course, we were missing some really big time players at that position, man. And so anything that we would get out of them, I was thinking was going to be a positive. Man, this young kid, he looks extremely good. He looks nimble. He, to me, is a factor in both the run and the passing game. And that just strengthens us moving forward, especially once we are able to get, you know, Big Washington back. If we're able to put Big Eric Gilbert back on the field with us. I mean, that's a strength of the offense now. Like, what do you do now that you start returning receivers and tight ends back into the fold? That's going to make us dangerous.
Threw it to him though, JV.
So yeah, I was extremely impressed.
Yeah, we actually, like Erod said, we
threw the ball to him.
We actually threw it to him. A couple of them I ain't like though when we sent him in motion and we just gave him a little like pass to the flats. I don't like him having to turn around for the ball, then turn around.
Blind. He's susceptible.
But even with those,
he broke some catches.
Even with those catches, man. I mean, he's blind to a defensive back, and he don't go down for a 1 yard gain. He falls forward for a 5 yard gain because he actually kind of makes somebody miss enough so he can go forward. You know, he had some really good catches, man. I was impressed with the young guy.
I like Brock Bowers, man. I so much so. I mean, Fitzpatrick. I don't think he was 100% healthy, but he better watch that spot. Yep. That's all I'm saying because Brock Bowers balled out. I mean, we'll talk about. Let's go down to CA. Outside of Brock Bowers, man, we didn't get much pass catching production. I mean, we had a lot of completions, but not for a lot of yardage. What do you think that was about?
Truth of the matter is the wide receivers let us down. I mean, there's no way to dance around it. We lack explosiveness for whatever reason. You can call it play design. You can call it scheming. You can call it talent on the other side of the ball. Getting the job done is what it boils down to, and we didn't do that. What really disappointed me, and I know I've seen JV and a couple other guys speak about it offline, the perimeter blocking was horrible. We really could have put the team at a detriment had that continued, or had we not had so much success in other areas. When you speak about tight ends and running backs blocking, the perimeter blocking by the receivers, that was crap. That was a sack of shit. And they're gonna have to stand up for that. They're gonna have to really look in the mirror because that's really just want to. We got all these guys, all these kids who claim to be explosive. If you want the ball, you better block because you ain't gonna get it if you ain't out there being productive for the whole team. So disappointed in. I'm really disappointed in Jermaine Burton. I'm excited about what Larry McConkey gave me in the backup role because he provided some depth. Aside from that, I don't really need to highlight anybody because if you did something, I'd say something. But if you didn't do it, ain't nothing to talk about. You know, the wide receiver position just didn't produce enough for me. Getting separation, giving JT Daniels more opportunity to be successful, allowing those linemen to pick up blitz so that you're doing the right route and getting the timing down is all essential. I don't think we had enough of that. We got to work on it this week. It's only going to get more difficult, but that position room has got a lot of development, and it needs to happen. We don't have Pickens. We're down at other spots, and they're just going to have to step it up.
I definitely agree with everything you just said right there. Now, in the presser, Kirby did try to, I ain't going to say he took up for Jermaine Burton, but he did say out of 45 practices between the spring and the fall, Burton only participated in like 10 to 15. But I don't know if being in shape has anything to do with blocking on the edge. You know what I'm saying? That's like, to me, that's want to. Yeah, that's want to out there.
Yeah.
So
you got to get out there and fight.
I personally don't care. Yeah, I don't care how many practices you had. They put you on the field. You wanted to let them out there. So all the excuses left the building when you got on the bus. I don't want to hear that from Kirby or nobody else. And I love you, but that ain't got to do with nothing.
True. I wish we could have had our boy Kearis Jackson. He caught punts, but he didn't play in any offensive plays because he's Mr. Consistency.
And that's going to help.
Yeah, Aaron Smith, he didn't play many offensive plays. Kirby had him on gunner. I mean, he did excellent. I'm not to step on Cool Cal toes because I want Cool Cal to talk about them special teams, man. We had our boy miss a chip shot. At least for me, I think it's a chip shot. What was going on with Jake Pot-Leslie, man?
Well, you know, in big games like that, we can't miss those kicks. You know, I think that's obvious, you know, where special teams could have become a factor. we got to make those kicks. You know, what do you think is a give me range? 45 in, 50 in?
I mean, for Paul Lesney, the way he was kicking last year, anything 40 in should be butter.
He was lined up center field too.
Exactly.
That was closer than 40 yards. That
I think it was like 28.
It was like,
it was short, yeah.
The second one,
so it just may have been the case of, you know, just the yips on that one, you know, where it could have been some nerves. You know, I'm glad that we got it out in the win instead of it being a loss.
True.
You know,
True.
so that's the big thing. But, you know, all over the field, I think that you guys touched on it great. You know, there's a lot. I mean, first off, the defense, man, that defense, that's some of the best defense that I've seen in a long time. The pass rush up front, we knew the front seven was going to be ferocious, but my gosh, this is still the second-ranked team in the country. We got to realize this wasn't us going out and playing North Carolina. This wasn't us going out and playing Texas. This was the second-ranked team in the country, and we got to put some respect on that win, whether it was 10-3 or 40-35. It was still a big-time win. And I like, you know, the fact that we can get some guys back and we can make some improvements on offense, because I know what we're looking at the end of the year. We know what's coming, and we got to be ready for it.
That's
so we got to get better this week coming up, and I know we're going to talk about that, but it's a big week for us to get back in the trenches and get better and clean some things up.
Okay, before I get to the big uglies down there in the trenches, let's talk about the guy that they be blocking for. JT Daniels. He was 22 for 130, 22 for like 27, 135. I think his completion percentage was like 78%.
I think 22 for 30.
Yeah.
135. I mean 122 yards, something like that.
What you got on that?
I don't even know how you do that.
What's
don't give it to Thad right off.
Break it down for us, Thad. Tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly about that performance.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, the good would be the completion percentage, right?
Right.
And obviously the bad would be the yardage, which was 122 yards. I think he averaged averaged 4.5 yards per completion. So I mean, yeah. That's right. So before I get into that though, I just ask everybody who in here on this call who has football knowledge, I just want to give you 3 plays to go look at in this game, and you can get it on YouTube, obviously, and rewatch the game if you need to. First quarter, if you got something to write down with, first quarter, 10 minutes and 35 seconds is 3rd and 8. Again, the first quarter, 48 seconds is 2nd and 8. And the third play would be the third quarter with 9 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's 3rd and 8. All right? So we have a couple of offensive guys on here. I'm not going to harp on this because I don't want to be breaking down film. You know what I mean? But, okay, for the offensive guys, even the defensive guys, okay, on 2nd and 8, you're on the left hash, on the left hash. Why would you throw a hitch corner combination on the short side of the field, way on the left side of the hash? Right? So that's just one thing. That's just one thing I'm gonna say. Like right then and there, that's just one thing I want to say. That's just on one of the plays. I'm not gonna even go further. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about right now. With that being said, that's my good, bad, and ugly with him.
So you saying that's the coaching, or you saying that's on JT? What you saying with that?
Well, we was talking about JT. I don't think the coaches were mentioned.
And
he dropped back and looked to the left, which was the short side. He already on the left side of the hash.
Okay.
You're gonna run a hitch corner combination, tight end running the corner, the wide receiver running a hitch. Bro, you don't have a shot in AT double hockey stick.
Well, that brings me to, now I don't know if one of those 3 plays you gave us was the interception, but I was gonna
Okay. Well, no, yes, it actually was. Yes, I think one of them. I think it's the third quarter at 9:45.
Because I was gonna ask y'all that, you know, playing at that level, like you said, the ball was on the left hash. We ran some kind of route combination to the left.
He threw. He was trying to throw it out. It was an out. It was an out in a. I don't know if it was an out in a curl, but
they had
it
been
don't
dropping.
matter. You
They
can't
had been
complete
dropping
no
his
out.
zone. They had been dropping his zone all night.
No, yeah.
And we was on the left hand, so it's the short side of the field. And he stared the receiver down. So I'm like,
He stared it down. Yep.
He
Right,
said,
anything with the play previous to that.
yeah. So in his interview, he said that they tricked him with a combo coverage. I'm like, I ain't even playing college, and I wasn't tricked. I was watching. I'm like, he's out there. I'm like, why would you even throw that ball? So
they were playing some combo coverage still. Though, listen,
That was 3D.
my whole point with getting at him is if you go to these 3 plays, just by formation, we have them beat by formation. If you go to the wide side of the field, you can run any combo you want to the wide side of the field. You ain't even got to look left. It's where you look all the way and through. You don't even need to be going to that side of the field, not with the combination that you currently have over there. Now, if you audible to something else, I get it. But off the rip, you need to be going to that wide side of the field where you got room to run a flat and curl combination.
True. That's what I was thinking. So
that's got to be coaching, man. That's got to be coaching.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, for him to look there, just for him to look there. I mean, I respect what you're saying, but for him to even look there initially, you got to be directed to do that. I would imagine. Otherwise, that's going to continue to burn us because you can't just haphazardly short side and out route into the boundary. I don't think that ain't never a good idea. You're right.
Guys, go to those plays and just look at the coverage. They playing 7-8 yards off.
Yep.
They playing. You got the trips, and they playing 2 over a trips, and they got the safety way back on the third man, and just by formation, whether it be zone or man. What I'm getting at, you can't cover. You already beat by formation. Yes.
Let me ask you a quick question, and I'm gonna jump out the way a little bit. On that interception that JT Daniels threw, when the linebacker carried the inside route up the hash. Well, now he didn't really carry it. He had a hand on it. He engaged him, and as soon as he turned his hip. He actually turned his hip inside as if he was going to continue to cover that guy and made an immediate move out. It wasn't the best decision by JT. True, it's definitely his own. I just feel like that was a hell of a play. Like that one.
But see, what I'm getting at,
I think that was more of a hell of a play. Go ahead.
See, what I'm getting at on that particular play, he should have never even been working that side of the field. He should have been working the wide side of the field where he could have ran any coming when he came to the line of scrimmage, whether he has, rightly switched or not, or who was ever in the booth. The way that they was playing defense, they was outmanned by formation. They could have ran any route combination they wanted to. But on the pick, they ran an out, and I think maybe a curl or maybe a fly or something, but it didn't matter. He tried to throw the out route. You're throwing an out right to the short side of the field, and you already on the left hash.
And he was staring them down, too.
I think they were just trying that linebacker. Yeah. I think they tried, and he made a play.
Well, yeah, because they could play the couple of those
working the right side of the field, man. He should have been working the whole other side of the field. If you come out and you study film like they say he do, and he's so prepared, when you come out to the formation, brother, you got to look at it. Y'all go to those 3 plays and tell me what y'all see.
We'll have to check those 3 plays out.
Pre-snap.
Speaking of JT, I thought our line did, like Thad said last week, they couldn't block us at all, and that our offensive line will hold up against theirs better than theirs held up against our defensive line. Our offensive line didn't change the line of scrimmage positively for us, but they didn't allow a lot of backfield activity. So that was one of my things with JT Daniels. I'm like, I don't feel like he was under duress most of the game. So I'm like, a lot of this stuff, I felt like he just wasn't trying to mess up. And that takes away the one thing that I actually liked about JT. Last year, he actually took chances. I'm like, if we play safe all the time, I mean, I get it. We have to check down. We have to check down sometime. But eventually, we got to take some shots. We got to stretch the field. At least let them know we're willing to. So The offensive line overall, I feel like did good. Tate Ratledge, we lost him in the first quarter. I want to say it was like the first series. Yeah, it's like the first series.
Yeah, he was out first couple minutes. Yeah.
So I think we moved Jamari Salyer into guard and brought Truss in most of the game for that left tackle spot. But I thought they held up for the most part pretty good. They didn't, like I say, they didn't blow no holes wide open or nothing, but they did enough to keep JT upright. So, and a lot of times I felt like JT was rushing the pass. I'm like, bro, you ain't even got nobody in your face. They actually doing their job, dog. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? So on the other side of the ball, though, again, like Thad said, they not gonna be able to block us. And whether it was, you know, some linebacker stunts or just rushing three, because we had 7 sacks. One was 3-man rush. 3 of them was a 5-man rush, and 3 of them was a 4-man rush. So it didn't matter how many people we sent, when we sent them, we was able to get the DJ Uyunglele. And even when we didn't sack him, we was all in his grill. So I think that goes back to what E-Rob was talking about with the DBs. I think the DBs did good, but there was a couple of times I felt like they could have been got, but we was in the backfield, so they didn't even have a chance to get back there. So
Isaiah, let me ask you something, Isaiah, real quick before you move on to something else.
Okay.
We talked about this last week. You said that the question was, is this front seven better than last year's front seven? I said, hell yeah. You told me to pump the brakes a little bit. What you think now? Holla at your boy.
I feel like, and this goes to you and Thad. This is a shout out to you and Thad too. Y'all said that Jordan Davis was in his money year. He looked the part. He was in shape. He played like, I think Clemson had 67 offensive plays. I think Jordan Davis played like 45 plus plays. And I mean, y'all called it because the previous 2 years, dude hadn't been playing that many plays. But like y'all said, it's the money year. So I guess he did his thing in the off season. And then Jalen Carter actually got more time on the field. And that dude,
he's a beast.
He's really unblockable.
Monster.
Man. One time on his sack, they had a combo block on him where the guy, where they both engaged, and then the guard was supposed to move to the second level. And then once he was already pushing both of them in the backfield. Once he moved off to go to the second level, the tackle had no chance. So, and he just basically bull rushed that dude and got the sack. So, as it stands right now, they did look better than the line last year.
But absolutely. But it's a lot of guys in that front seven. It's a money year, and they hungry up there, and they look like it. And I think it's a lot of NFL guys on that defense.
I think that mentality of trying to go get
but they got a lot of film and experience too.
Yeah.
We're deep with the exact, and dog, we so fast. That defense that's what I was saying. I'm like, dog, DJ playing against Notre Dame, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's something different, dog. It's just faster. What happens when it gets real fast? That's what I was asking y'all last week.
Yeah.
What happens when it's on him? You can't tell me you know what he's gonna do because you hadn't seen it. Well, now we've seen it.
So last week,
look like shit.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there's a quarterback in the country that can go through that type of. If they're getting blitzed like that the whole game, that's gonna be able to stand up and make throws.
Well, like you said, it's fast.
Well, that transformational quarterback will be able to do
Okay.
that.
Okay. We'll see.
Last week, we all agreed that coming into the game, Dabo had the better resume, so we would have to give the edge to him. JV, after Saturday, just speaking of Saturday alone, did Kirby hold up or outperform Dabo?
Man, I'm going to I was just thinking about this as all of you guys were talking. I think Kirby, I think that, what's my defensive coordinator's name?
Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning. I think they called a hell of a game. Truthfully and honestly, man, they mixed the defense up so much, bro. We were playing 3-man fronts at some times. In some moments, we were playing 4-man front. And really, it didn't matter what we were playing. We were just spanking them. The blitzes, the stunts, the line stunts. I saw total execution because you can blitz 2 linebackers and bring three defensive linemen and not get there if everybody doesn't execute their gap control like they're supposed to, right? I ain't see none of that. Literally, I saw these guys handling their individual businesses, and it translated over to a total team ass kicking, and I was with it. So I'm definitely giving Curb a salute. I'm giving Dan Lanning a salute. And, at the end of the day, I think the game plan was spot on. Shout out to E-Rob for calling it out.
So our defensive coordinator and our head coach get the shout out for that pressure we were putting on them.
Man,
but at halftime, Kirby made a statement that said that he know they wasn't committed to the run. And this is my problem with that statement. In the second half, him and Todd Monken showed that they knew that the other team couldn't move the ball, or at least they felt like that. And I felt like the play calling got conservative, like it always does. And it worked Saturday. But I can tell you right now, that same offensive performance wouldn't have worked against Alabama Saturday. So what you think?
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay, I was going to go.
Do you guys feel like is he totally comfortable with JT? Because at this point, I mean, if it got conservative, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, 10 points, that's not going to be bad. We all know that. So, but if it got conservative, does he trust his quarterback?
Sometimes you got to coach in the moment, in the game, in the situation. You know what I'm saying?
I think in the first half, he actually dialed up some plays that were supposed to be longer than 15 to 20 yards, and JT checked down, not wanting to make that big mistake. But in the second half, I'm telling you that play call, it was JT and the play caller. But in the second half, you could tell Kirby knew, he's like, man, these dudes can't move the ball on us. I don't know if he told Monken or Monken just shut it down. It just it started getting really, really conservative in the second half.
It seemed like he has a problem throwing against zone and a much better chance throwing against man.
And that's crazy, Thad, because he interviewed this past summer and said the difference that he said is easier in the Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever it is, because they play mostly zone. And out here in the SEC, they play mostly man. So
you make your mouth say anything.
I'm just saying, he said that they threw some coverages that they didn't prepare for. I'm thinking
zone.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. I'm like, how you not prepared for zone or man? I mean, ain't that part of preparation to prepare for all coverages?
Well, when you think about when you playing man, that kind of in a sense bails you out, because no matter where you throwing, there's only one person, and you almost get it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But when it's zone, sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like he was not patient Saturday. Like I said, he wasn't patient. I felt like the offensive line, most of the game, gave him plenty of time to be patient. And I think he was rushing a lot of that. And we, like a couple of times, he put James Cook in bad situations. I'm like, man, you're throwing the ball. First of all, you're not throwing the ball and leading the receiver so that he can get upfield. And then second of all, you're getting it you're throwing it to Andrew Booth. I feel like the quarterback should know the personnel of the defense. Like, I'm not going to take a shot at Andrew Booth if I know Andrew Booth can fill them gaps and dictate plays. I'll go to the other side. I ain't saying I'll stay away from him altogether, but he should know that. He did that several times, and Andrew Booth stopped it for a loss. So that's why I said, in pre-production, you might have brought me to the dark side with the whole JT, man. Like, I like JT.
Let's not go too far. It's game one, and the top three receivers didn't play. I mean, not to make excuses, but come on, dog. Come on.
I'm not sure what that has to do.
Well, see, the reason why
he completed 20 of 30 or whatever it was.
And the reason why I didn't bring up,
it was only like 60 yards though. We gotta get a lot more yards than that.
The reason why I didn't bring up
receivers.
Yeah,
it was already bad. How bad would it have been?
The reason why I didn't bring up the people we was missing was because they was missing Tyler Davis on the D line. They was missing Nolan Turner as a free safety. Landon Zanders. He felt like he could take on Kendall Milton, and that was a big mistake. And then he was gone. So they was actually, for half of the game they was playing backup safeties, even though I forget what the freshman name. He actually played pretty good, but
that ain't our fault though.
Exactly. Like I'm saying, like I ain't saying that them guys supposed to be George Pickens, Kearis Jackson. All I'm saying is they was 4-stars supposedly, and I mean, I ain't putting it on the receivers to be honest with you. I'm putting it on JT Daniels. So
yeah, he got to make plays.
Well, I'm just talking about maybe some of the play calling though. If you don't have your top guys, maybe you're not going to press the issue like you would if you had your top 3.
I can get with that. All right, so we got a good win nonetheless.
I mean, that's everything.
We got a good win nonetheless. 10-3, 40-20, whatever it was. That was a statement win. I felt like we came out, we did our thing, made our statement. Now we got UAB. Now, as former players, when you take on a big game like that and the following week you play UAB, regardless of what they are in their own conference, because I think in their own conference they're expected to contend for, you know, the championship or whatever. They're not Clemson. How do you approach that game, CA, mentally?
That game.
Man, anyway, back to what we were talking about. I dare you to not mention Bama. You know, that's the issue. Like, no, we didn't play well enough this week to beat Alabama. They ain't on the schedule this week. We not game planning for Alabama. We gotta build up to that. Like, y'all worried about Alabama every Saturday. We gonna come in here and that ain't good enough for Alabama. That don't matter until we play them. If we get through the week, if Kirby makes the proper adjustments every halftime to win me the ball game, we'll figure out Alabama that week, because you know what? It ain't gonna be what we did against everybody else, because that ain't good enough, and we already know that. Now, if you want to talk about UAB, they don't matter either, because what we got to do is play to the standard. We've already established who we think we are on defense. We have no clue who we are on offense, and that's got to change. And that's really the only thing we're looking for. We're looking for explosiveness and diversity in that offense on Saturday against UAB. They can come in here as good as they want to be. It don't matter. If we the second-ranked team in America and you come in our house between our heads and we had 100,000 people in this building in over 12 months, it shouldn't matter. Now, I say that, but we still got to play the game. So the defense will continue to have to apply pressure, but the offense is really where the question mark. Todd Monken is really going to have to show, is it JT or is it the scheme? Because what I believe, I believe you're right. We do have to look better against zone, but that's also contingent upon play calls, because some routes work better against man versus zone and vice versa. I think that should have been done in both hands. I think that should have been taken care of by the coordinator and the quarterback, and we'll see what kind of adjustments are made. But, you know, UAB is coming in to pick up a check, and our job is to cash them out and keep the defense healthy and get my offense on track, because South Carolina is waiting on us. And that's just the bottom line. You can sugarcoat it how you want to. It's a lesser opponent. We got to play to our standard.
Cool, Cal. What you looking to see Saturday, man? Just anything improvement or something we working on? What are you looking to see Saturday?
Absolutely. I'm looking to see a lot of things, but one quick thing I want to say to CA's point is he's spot on from the coaches and the players' perspective. You do have to look at it 1 week at a time. It's not about looking at Alabama, but from the fans' perspective and us, to me, college football is about 5 teams. It's the big boys. Us, Alabama, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson. And when we play those guys, that's the barometer that we're looking at for the season. And so when we look at our team, I think that we want to see them look a certain way, because at the end of the day, we're trying to win the championship. We've done all the other things. You know, we've gotten to the SEC championship game. We won it. We've gotten to the playoffs. We've gotten to the championship game.
It don't matter how we look. It don't matter how
What's
we
that?
look. It don't matter how
it does matter how we look, because like you said, we got to play to a certain standard. So it does matter how we look. So if we're going out there and we're saying we got to make these improvements, it's because we're trying to make those improvements to get to a certain place to win the championship. So we can't say, okay, we can get through the season, have ups and downs, and then at the end of the season, we've looked a certain way, and then all of a sudden we're going to beat the big boy. It's not going to happen that way. I think week in and week out in college football, you got to make a statement and play well.
That's
what we should do against UAB.
I
We
can
got to
see.
go out against UAB
I can
and
see.
stomp them.
I can see both sides of that. I say, like you said, as a fan, you know, we of course we thinking because we haven't beat Bama. I get what CA saying that you got to take 1 week at a time because if you're looking to Bama, then you fool around and play Florida, and then you get beat by Florida and
Sure,
or
sure,
whoever. But you know what I'm saying.
sure.
But to your point, you know, you can't wake up one day and be great on offense. You either got to build to be great and get there before you get to the SEC championship if you make it, or you know you're gonna be in a bind once you get there. So
got 11 more games, man.
we definitely do
And,
have.
just one quick question. Just one quick question I'm asking. If we beat UAB 21-17, are we gonna wake up feeling good next week?
No.
Nah.
But if we beat them 45,
we beat them. We still on track.
We still gonna have something to say. Well, why he ain't complete? Why he ain't throw 17 bombs? Why he ain't do this? It's always gonna be something until we win. It's always gonna be something until we win it all.
But that's what
right, absolutely.
That like Cal said earlier though, as fans now of the game, that's what we supposed to do. That's what we do all the time. JV, is there anything you looking for in particular on Saturday?
Hold on a second.
But straight up, man, I'm just looking for some damn execution, man.
Execution.
I mean, literally, the defense executed, bro. This game, I'm telling you, I was extremely impressed with what Kirby and Dan Lanning put together and put on Clemson this past Saturday. I was like thoroughly impressed. And I was impressed not only with the game plan, but with the pure execution that the fellows that hit the field went out there with. I want to see that from the offensive side of the ball. I want to see the receivers catch the ball on a tunnel screen and hit the damn seam. Stop trying to skate through that thing and act like they in a video game. I want to see JT Daniels hit a guy while he's running into the flats or down the field in stride. I want to see guys not running open. That offensive line actually played pretty dang on good, so I ain't really got a whole bunch to talk about them. But I want to just see execution. So to CA's point and to Cal's point, if we go out on that field and we execute to our standard, it ain't gonna never matter who line up against us. Because they might stand in front of us and kind of keep us from doing what we want to do for a little while. But if we have a standard to build to and we're meeting that standard, then we're going to actually go out there and we're going to execute the game plan. The game plan is going to look better. And so we need to do that with UAB, and that's what I want to see.
Anything to add, man? Anything else to add on to what JB just said?
Yeah, I mean, actually, to kind of just, sum up what everyone has said, I think we all kind of making the same point here. To CA point is, hey, we count the W's and L's. You know what I mean? True. That's what we count. Yeah. And to Cal's point, he's saying, which has happened in the past, sometimes after a big game like Clemson, you have a tendency that the energy level of the team can go down and you can play down to certain people level of competition. You know what I mean? So I kind of get what Cal is saying too. So I think we all saying the same thing, but for us to be like what kind of Cal is saying, to be that top tier team, because this is the year to do it, so we got to go in there and mash their ass, folks.
True that. E-Rob, you want to tie it off? You want to tie it off before we get into these picks next week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm echoing what everybody else said. I just want to see this offense execute a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I think we're kind of underestimating Clemson defense. I think that their defense is going to carry them until their offense catches up during the season. And I think their offense is going to be straight. I think as soon as they play somebody that's not Georgia, they're going to be up and down the field.
Well, they're gonna instantly look better when they're not playing.
We ain't worried about them, no. We ain't worried about them no more, man.
Well, and then I'm saying on offense, man, we was able to run the ball on them. They got a good front set. We was able to pretty much handle them up front. You know what I'm saying? So that's encouraging for me. Being able to run the ball when everybody know you're about to run the ball, and they could not stop us. They couldn't get us off the field. We kept getting third down. I like that. We can build on that. That's
so all in all, we want to see the defense continue to execute as they did last week. We want to see the offense execute as well. You know what I'm saying, and play to the standard that we have as Bulldogs when it comes to UAB the local high school, whoever line up, especially when they come in between them hedges. So on to our weekly pick segment. We are missing our dog, Stat Dog C, but I do have most of that information. So from last week, we had Virginia Tech and North Carolina minus the 5.5. We had Notre Dame, Florida State. Notre Dame was giving up 7.5. We had Jackson State, FAMU. Jackson State was getting 7. We had, who else we had? Louisville, Ole Miss. Ole Miss was giving 10. And we had one more game. What did we
Jackson and FAMU.
Yeah, I said that one.
No, he said that one.
Yeah.
It was
I can go down the list. It was Tech, UNC, Penn State, Wisconsin.
Penn State. That's it.
Okay.
Penn State, yeah.
Penn State, Wisconsin, and Penn State was getting 5.5. After the weekly wrap up, I'm in first with I went 4-1, fellas. I went 4-1. I don't know if I'm gonna go 4-1 again. So hey,
you had a good week.
I'm tooting my horn this week just in case it never happens again.
Strong work, man. Strong work.
Good pick on that Virginia Tech pick. Good pick.
Yeah. Hey, so second place is Thad. He went 3-2. Second place, Shawty Parker. Shout out. Third place, we had 2 tied. We had C-Rob and E-Rob tied 2-3. And then bringing up the rear, we had JV and Cool Cal 1-4.
Hey man.
I told you, even a milk clock right twice a day, man.
Hey man, just like E-Rob said, man, you know what I'm saying? We like the Georgia offense. We got time to improve.
Got 11 more games. You got 11 more weeks, baby.
We got 11 more weeks.
Moving into this week's picks. Hey, Thad, did you by chance see this week's picks, Thad?
I did.
Okay, you go ahead and get them to us and we can make our picks.
All right. Well, I like I just picked my teams. I don't know if any of you guys got the actual matchup, but the first matchup I took Iowa.
That's Iowa and Iowa State and Iowa
I took Iowa point.
Iowa State is giving up 3.5.
I took Iowa in the points.
All right. I'm taking Iowa and them points as well. JV.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Iowa also, man.
See, E-Rob.
I'm going to take Iowa State at home.
Okay. Cool Cal.
Woo, that's a good one. I'm going to take Iowa in the points.
All right. CA, who you got?
I'm going to gain ground right here. I got Iowa State coming up clean for me.
Ooh, okay. What's the next game on the roll call for us there, Thad?
I got it. Hold on. So the next game is Washington at Michigan. Michigan's giving up 4.5.
Cool, Cal. You want that? Want to start with that?
Yeah, man. Washington is a stinking program at this point, man. I'm taking Harbaugh and the boys. They're gonna have a big win, man.
You taking the khakis?
All right, Sean.
I'm taking the khakis, man.
Michigan rolling.
I got Michigan in minus 4.5.
Okay, I'm also taking Michigan minus 4.5. What about you, JV?
Yeah, man, I'm on that Michigan train too. I'm gonna roll with them.
E-Rob?
Yeah, Michigan in the big house, baby.
CA, you with us or you going against the grain?
I'm going with Michigan. I got to keep it simple.
All right, what's the next game on the slate?
The next game we got, now this game right here is surprising. This, I don't know if I'm reading this right. Kansas at Coastal Carolina. Y'all, listen to this.
It's the third time. It's the third time in a row.
26 points to Kansas.
It's the third time in a row. This will be the third meeting they done had in as many years, and Coastal has gone to Kansas 2 years in a row and beat them.
Coastal Carolina 17 in the nation too.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina got a squad.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina, and they returned everybody from last year. They only lost one game last year.
I'm still taking Kansas.
Ain't nobody going to the league.
Dude.
I'm gonna take them 26 points, man.
I'm with Shawty. I'm gonna take them 26, man. Cool Cal, what you taking?
I'm taking Coastal Carolina all day. Kansas is terrible.
Okay.
So they still got Les Miles as coach?
No, they fired him.
No.
They fired him.
So right. So they probably lost a lot of the cheaters on the team too. So Kansas terrible. Give me Coastal Carolina all day.
They are. I just like the 26.
CA, who you taking? You
No.
want them 26 or you think they gonna cover?
No, man, I've been watching Coastal for a couple of years now. They're gonna wipe Kansas again.
E-Rob?
I'm still tripping off this 26 point, but I'm gonna take Coastal Carolina. Man, they must be good.
All right, JV.
Man, I got that Coastal Carolina, man. I think they're gonna blow the Joes off of that Kansas.
All right. What's the next game on the slate?
All right, so this is a good game here. So the next game is Texas at Arkansas. Texas is giving up 6 points.
I want to believe in Sam Pittman. I really do. But Sam Pittman like to play a lot of man, and Steve Sarkisian, like me and JV alluded to before, those crossing routes, those continuous moving routes, that's not good. That's not good for Sam Pittman to be running some press man against that. So I'm going to go with Texas, and I think they're going to cover that 6.
Got to have the athletes too, though.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. All right, Shawty, who you going with then?
I like Texas.
All right, CA, who you got, man? Is Sam Pittman gonna pull it out, or you got Steve Sarkisian rolling away with that thing?
Man, I got Sam Pittman getting these boys on that Kool-Aid at home. Big win. All they got to do is stop the running back. Arkansas with them up.
Sam Kool-Aid.
I like it.
All
I
right.
like it. Good pick.
Yeah, he took Arkansas to cover. All right, cool, Cal. Who you got?
I like it, man. Woo Pig Suey. I like it too. Sam Pittman with the upset.
Okay,
like
okay, JV, who you got, dog?
Yeah, man. I like the smoke. I like the grill. I like those baby back reels. I like all that pork. I want it all. So I think Sam gonna make it happen.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, okay. E-Rob, you the last one. Who gonna take this thing? Who gonna take this thing?
I'm going with Texas. I'm gonna take Texas to make a statement on Arkansas.
It's about split, ain't it?
Yeah, it's
I
3
think
and
so,
3.
yep.
Yep, 3 and 3. All right, what's the next game on the slate?
All right, so this game is as surprising as the one I did 2 games ago. App State at Miami, and Miami's only giving up 7.5 to App State.
At home. CA. Do the U cover the points, or do App State pull another go into the big house and shop them?
They're going to come in and make a little noise. Derek King going to keep the margin right. Miami with the point.
Cool, Cal.
I'm going to keep it simple. App State coming in, they're going to cover. They might actually go in there and get the game.
Shawty.
There you go. Okay.
I'm with CA on this. I'm rolling with Miami.
E-Rob.
Boy. I'm going to take Miami. I'm going to go with Miami. I'm going to go with Miami.
JV.
Hey, man, I'm going with App State. Simple, plain. Give me the damn points. I'm cool.
I'm going with App State.
Y'all like them 7 points?
I'm going with App State because I don't believe.
I like it over Miami.
I don't believe in Miami either.
I don't believe in the
U either.
About one.
He ain't gonna bounce back, man.
I don't believe Derek King.
He's gonna bounce back.
I don't think he
fully. He was playing against Bama, bro.
I don't think he's
fully
playing
against
healthy.
Bama, man.
I'm saying.
I remember what you saw last.
All right. And then our HBCU game of the week is Southern versus Miles. There's no point spread, so it's just a pick 'em. I'm going with Southern to blast these dudes. Who you going with, JV?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this one right here is a pickle for real. Throw it up in the air. Just let one call.
Yeah, I thought we weren't picking if we won those spreads, so I ain't even research and do that.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
I'm gonna go with the one that ain't Miles.
I'll tell y'all this. Southern had the best offensive line in the HBCU league last year, and they returned everybody. So I don't think.
Like I said, I'm going with the one that's not Miles.
Cool, Cal.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Isaiah. I didn't know who I was going with, but I'm going with Southern just because you threw that out.
E-Rob.
That's all I got.
I'm going with Southern because I just remember they had a lot of fine chicks when, back in the day when I was doing all that, so I'm going with that's how I'm picking.
That matter.
Okay.
That's how you recruit. That matter.
CA, you rolling with Southern?
Jaguars, baby. I mean, I don't even know what Miles' mascot is, unfortunately. So, hey. Yeah, what it is.
Thad, off the top of the dome, Thad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the South, so I'm going with Southern, I guess. I mean, makes sense to me. I don't know.
I do want to say for the people out there in YouTube land, we are not bookies. We are not betting analysts. So don't be trying to run with our picks, lose your money, and then come back trying to come for us. These are just.
If you want to make some money, you better listen to your boy.
So, man, you was 2-3 last week.
That was just the first week. That was the first week jitters. I was a little nervous.
That's what it was.
Hey, Thad, tell him 2-3 ain't good, right?
It ain't better than 3-2. I know that.
So sometimes it is though. Depending on how you look at it.
All right, man. Yeah. Another good show for the books, man. Everybody out there in YouTube land, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Get in the comments. Tell us what you thought about the Clemson Georgia game and what Georgia might need to work on going forward. If you want us to touch on anything. Anybody else got anything before we get up out of here?
Go down.
Yeah, I got some. I got some.
Okay.
Miles, they're the Golden Bears. Remember that.
All right.
I had a couple of key takes.
I feel bad about that. Appreciate that knowledge.
All right, Dad, what you got for us?
I had a couple of key takes, but we kind of touched on actually all of them except one. We stated that they could not block us. We did win by a big turnover. Ross was shut down, 4 catches for 26 yards. And I will say I was the only one to pick that we would win by 7.
That's true. That's true. All right, man.
What do you want, a cookie, JB?
No, we won't, folks. I'm just saying. Good job.
I know it. A good job. All right,
slow clap all 3.
For JB, E-Rob, CA, Cool Cal, Thad, and our homie missing in action tonight, C-Rob. This is Coach I. This is the Fan Addict Football Live. We are out of here. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, baby.
Oh.